Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of In the Game. I'm Scott from Stale Lobster Gaming, and today we'll be playing Jedi Fallen Order. So I see a lot of mixed reviews online about this game, and honestly, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm generally a fan of Cameron Monaghan. I liked his work in Shameless and in Gotham as well. So my opinion's probably a little bit biased. I could easily give this game, a solid 9 in my total biased opinion, but there's many things that could definitely be improved on, which I hope they will improve on in the sequel if we get one. But if you've played it and you've gotten through the end, then you know there's definitely opening for a sequel, if not a trilogy. So we'll see. So I find that the game definitely provided a decent challenge. I never played it on the easier difficulties, and I never played it on the hardest difficulty. I played it on Jedi Master. And, it had its moments where it was extremely hard. It had its moments where it didn't really feel like you were playing on any more than normal mode. But in the beginning of the game, holy shit, was it trying to get used to the controls, not having as many force powers, getting used to blocking and parrying and stuff. It was fucking hard. I remember in one of the earlier levels, it was the first planet that you go to. You fight this creature called Ogdo Bogdo. It's like a big ass frog. And holy sweet fuck, that thing must have killed me 15 times. If you played the game and you know what enemy I'm talking about, you know exactly how it goes. Although it was a little tricky in the beginning, once you mastered the combat, it became a lot easier, and it lasted throughout the rest of the game. Now, I really love the combat in this game. It actually makes you feel like a Jedi, the fluid motion of the lightsaber, and the fucking deflections are so good in this game. I loved it. Nothing more pleasing than just getting that perfectly timed deflection in, you fire that laser right back at them. And I also like the little cinematic kills when you get a perfect parry and do a counterattack afterwards. Some of the little combos are really cool, like flipping over their back and attacking them from behind. It was a nice little touch. One thing that I think they should capitalize on more in the sequel is the use of force and your force powers in combat. It had its basic, force push, force pull, and slow time. And honestly, even as the game progressed, I did use them a bit in combat, but you definitely didn't have to. You mainly just use them to traverse the map and return to old areas so that you can pull bridges down and push bridges down and shit like that. But they did incorporate them well with certain puzzles throughout the game, especially in the temple on Zepho and in the ancient Jedi temple as well.
That's got to be one of the Zepho. Guess we're on the right track, huh, BD?
Oh, would you look at that? There's the Zepho temple right there. Another thing I really appreciated was that they took little bits and pieces of other game franchises, some of my favorite game franchises actually, and took them mechanics and incorporated them into this game. Something kind of Uncharted and Assassin's Creed with its climbing and parkour, and even when you're in the temples and you're doing the puzzles, and it does have a very Uncharted vibe to it. And also, I'd say it borrowed some combat mechanics from the new God of War game. I found there was a lot of similarities there as well. So again, some of my favorite franchises, and you can feel it. You can feel it within the game too. It's always good fun sliding down these little parts too. Oh, fuck! For the most part, I really enjoyed the level design, especially on the Wookiee planet Kashyyyk. In the old movies and all past games, like I really love that planet. And in Fallen Order, I think they really did a good job, like, justifying the beauty of the planet. Now, one thing I wish they did is, I think they could have got away with making each map a little bit bigger, and possibly adding a couple different areas within to spawn at when you first go to the planet. And that leads me to another thing that kind of bothered me about the maps. After you beat the game and you want to go around and get all the collectibles, it was really getting annoying fast, having to go through the whole level, and then when you want to leave, you gotta fucking backtrack to the ship. They really could have incorporated an option from the menu to return to ship, or just something simple like that. But instead, you always had to go all the way back and return to your ship on foot. So you end up traveling through the same spot back and forth like an uncountable amount of times. And after a while, it just becomes fucking agonizing. One thing I seen a bit of hate for online was the story itself. Saying, you know, it's not canon, it doesn't make sense, it's a fucking mess. Now, I completely disagree with that. I think the story was amazing. It was movie worthy. And, you know, I don't believe that we have to continuously have the same hashed out content year in and year out. It's nice to have like original content, something new. And this was a breath of fresh air. And it also housed a lot of great references from the movies, even being, you know, post Purge, post Clone Wars era. Now, I think they overall did a really good job with the story, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the next part in the sequel. The last thing I'll talk about is the lightsaber customization. Loved it! It's fucking amazing. You can change the color, the emitter, the switch, the material that the lightsaber's made of. Like, they really went all in on it. For something so new, they really, like, broadened it. You know, like, each part of the lightsaber had about 10 to 15 different options that you could choose from. And with the material, you could have it all sorts of colors, which were amazing, and a lot of textures too. And I hope that they add even more depth to it in the sequel. Well, that's about it for this episode. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you like what you see, give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the game yourself. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It'd mean a lot to me. I appreciate any little bit of love that you give my channel. I'm Scott from Stale Lobster Gaming, and I will see you in the game in episode 3. And now a word from my boy Obi-Wan.
Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.